All right, who meal preps on Sunday? And now that a few of you have raised your hand, what about the rest of us who would love to meal prep on Sundays? And what keeps you from doing it? But the realization is this is going to take all that time and you just don't have the time. Well, introducing here the Pampered Chef Quick Food Grater. Quick Prep Food Grater, that's what it's called. And this thing is going to save you time, and in the end, it's going to save you money. Because next time you go to the produce section of the grocery store, take a look at how much they charge for a 2-pound bag of carrots, and then take a look at how much they charge for a tiny little bag of shredded carrots. You are getting your money's worth and getting the 2-pound bag of carrots, and then coming home and taking care of it however you want to. Slicing them, shredding them, however you want to do your carrots. I'm going to show you today. This device here comes with 3 blades. We have a coarse grating blade, mainly for soft cheeses. We have a slicing blade, and we have a fine grating blade. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shred some things up, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to use these. All right, the first blade that I'm going to show you is the slicing blade. Now, virtually almost any vegetable can be used in the slicing blade. You just got to prep it beforehand. So carrots, you want to take the tops off and peel them. Cucumbers, you want to take the tops off, right? I almost said pineapple. This is definitely not a pineapple. Potatoes, you'd want to make sure they fit into the hopper. So with these, I had to cut in half. You no need to take the skin off of them. You put them in here however it is that you and your family like to eat them. One of my favorite things to do with this thing is to make coleslaw. And so what I've got here is some red cabbage that I can put in my salads. I can use in some of my Asian dishes that I cook. Or I can use with the green cabbage and I can make coleslaw. So let me just show you how easy this is. If you've ever done this before on a chopping block, you know that this can get really, really messy. Watch this. So I'm going to position my holder just a little bit in front to make sure that it all gets caught right here. I'm going to put the thing into the grater here. And then I'm just going to give it a turn. And look at that. Put the next one in here. So you're putting it in the hopper so that the leafy part of it is on the outside and the core is on the inside because I want the blades to hit that leafy part first. Once it gets really close to the bottom, I'm going to use the food holder to push it towards the blade. Look at that. And look how easy that was. That's half, or not a half. That was a quarter of the head already done. So then I've got that. Now let's say I want to do some zucchini. So let me hold the zucchini in here. Just hold it up nice and straight, like so. Hold it in place until your fingers get too close to the blades for comfort, and then you can use the holder to get the rest of it. Look how easy that was. The other thing you can do with this is carrots. So slice the carrots in here, hold the carrot in place, like so. Look at that. I mean, you name it, you can do it. I can do onions, broccoli, radishes, all of it. And it's that easy. All right, the next blade is the coarse grating blade. And so it's the one that looks like a slicing blade, but it's got the little ruffle thing. So the way you attach these blades, it's really simple. You put it back here on the screw, and you just twist the handle until the blade catches. And like that, now we're ready to go. We're rocking and rolling. So what I'm going to do first is, the main reason I use the coarse is that is for cheese. So you can purchase your bar cheese at, the grocery store. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do cheddar. It's best for your cheddars, your Colby Jacks, your Swisses. Not so great with mozzarella. Mozzarella is really too soft for this thing. It'll do it, but it's going to get kind of chunky at the end. So you want to get some that are just a little bit harder than that, hence your cheddars. And what you want to do before you stick it in here is you really want to stick these bad boys in the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes. Get them good and hard. And then you'll see that it is the perfect size for the entire bar. So I'm just going to stick that whole bar right here. I'm going to hold it in place and give it a good turn. And just hold it up nice and tall, and I'm going to get this whole bar done really fast. Now I have the microplane graters, and they're really nice. Don't get me wrong. So if I'm going to do like 2 ounces of cheese, I'm going to pull that thing out because it's really easy to do 2 ounces. But if I want to get this whole thing done for a salad or for food prep or something like that, you better believe I'm going to do it in this thing because it's going to be faster. Get it down to my fingers, getting nervous. And it's just going to get it all done. Look, and there's absolutely no chunks of cheese, hardly at all. Like usually when you do that food grater, the micro food plane, you've got like a little bit at the end that you want to eat. There's none of those in there. It did that entire bar. How cool is that? The other thing that I really like to do with that is carrots. Let me clean this up and then I'll show you the carrots. All right, so let's talk about carrots. So who likes shredded carrots on their salads or maybe for their soup? And who's paying $2 a bag for that tiny little bag of shredded carrots at the grocery store when you could be paying $2 a bag and getting a whole 2 pounds of carrots instead? Look at this. Oops. You can shred your carrots. That was just a little bit of the carrot in no time. So buy the other bag of carrots and do it yourself. You know what else we can do in here? We can also make some hash browns. So you stick this potato in here like this. Getting a little too close for my fingers. Like so. And like that. Now I got hash browns. This thing is amazing. And that's just a few of the things you can do with this. Think of all the other things you could julienne and not spend so much time cutting or paying for extra stuff at the grocery store. All right, our last blade is the fine grating blade. And so my primary use for the fine grating blade is Parmesan cheese. If you are still buying Parmesan cheese in that green container, you just need to stop because it's expensive and it doesn't taste nearly as good as fresh Parmesan cheese. And really, why don't you buy fresh Parmesan cheese? Probably because you don't think you have a way to grate it. So that's what this will do. So I'm just going to hold that cheese in place. Just like with the other one, what you really want to do is stick it in the freezer first. Get it all nice and hard before you run it through the grater. And then what that does is it minimizes those thick chunks. And see, this one I purposely didn't do that way to show you what happens. So if it's not frozen, or a little frozen, what happens is you get these big chunks in your grating bowl here, which depending on who you are, you may not care, because me personally, if I forget to put it in the freezer first before I do this, I'm just going to eat them because they're delicious. But if you're trying to maximize your bar here and get it all in there, then make sure you freeze it first. What else could you use this blade for? You can use it on broccoli and carrots, and that's going to make them nice and fine to put into your soups and make them tender faster. It'll also help you hide it from your kids, so then you can put all that stuff in there and they don't even know it's there. You can also use it on radishes and then put your radishes in your salad. But there you go. I've got that entire bar done, and I've got all this delicious Parmesan cheese to show for it. Anyway, let me know what you think. Now that we're finished prepping, it's time to clean up, and that is the other beauty of this tool right here, because it's going to make cleanup a breeze. All the mess you would have had would have been right here contained, and let's be honest, there was hardly anything at all because this guard here and this bowl is so big, it all went in the bowl. So let's take the bowl out, let's go stick it in the dishwasher. Let's take this guard off, let's go stick that into the dishwasher. Let's take the blade off, and what we need to do is we need to grab a washcloth here, held on to the blade because it is a blade, so we don't want to chop any fingers off here. And we're going to turn the handle the opposite direction we used to install the blade. That'll remove the blade. We're going to stick it and its brothers and sisters in the dishwasher as well. The rest of the base here, you're just going to take a wet cloth and you're just going to wipe it down with some soapy water, and then you can put it away. This comes apart for easy storage, so you can put it in your counter or your cabinet and it not take up nearly as much room. Or if you're a food prepper who likes to do this consistently every weekend, or you have an army to feed like I do, and you're always doing big batches of food, you might find that this thing finds a permanent place on your countertop like it has here in our house. So who is ready to say goodbye to hours of wasted time prepping and overpriced prepared foods and takeout salad, and who's ready to say hello to the quick prep food grater?